After the age of 50, the human body begins losing muscle at a rate most people never notice until it is already happening. Up to 1% of muscle mass can disappear every year, even in people who believe they are healthy, active, and doing everything right. Strength fades slowly, almost quietly, until everyday movements start feeling heavier than they used to. Most people assume the muscle itself is the problem. Age, hormones, getting older. But that explanation misses the real story happening deep inside your cells. The true issue begins in structures so small you cannot see them, the tiny engines that power every movement your body makes. Your mitochondria. When these cellular engines slow down, your body shifts into energy conservation mode. In that mode, muscle becomes expensive tissue to maintain. The body starts deciding what it can afford to keep and what it can afford to lose. Unfortunately, muscle is often the first thing to go. In this video, you will learn a simple routine designed to reactivate those cellular engines, restore the signals that preserve muscle, and help your body hold on to strength as the years move forward. Most explanations about muscle loss after 50 focus on the obvious: age, hormones, lack of exercise. These factors matter, but they are not the deepest cause of what is happening inside the body. The real issue begins at the level of cellular energy. Every movement you make depends on thousands of microscopic power plants inside your muscle cells. These structures are called mitochondria. Their job is simple but critical. They convert nutrients and oxygen into usable energy, the fuel that allows muscle fibers to contract, repair, and grow. When mitochondria are strong and efficient, the body easily maintains muscle tissue. Strength feels natural. Recovery happens quickly. Energy remains stable throughout the day. But when mitochondria become weaker or fewer in number, the situation changes. The body begins operating under an energy shortage. In that environment, muscle becomes metabolically expensive. Maintaining it requires constant repair, protein turnover, and energy investment. When energy is limited, the body shifts priorities. Survival systems activate and muscle slowly begins to disappear. Researchers studying longevity and metabolic health, including physicians like Peter Attia and scientists such as David Sinclair, consistently point to this same underlying mechanism. Aging muscles are not just weaker, they are underpowered at the cellular level. Sarcopenia does not start when muscles look smaller. It starts the moment mitochondria begin producing less energy than your muscles require to maintain themselves. The first signs rarely look dramatic. They appear in small moments most people dismiss as normal aging. You walk up a flight of stairs and notice your legs feel heavier than they used to. Carrying groceries requires more effort. A workout that once felt manageable now leaves you tired longer than expected. None of these signals seem alarming on their own, but together, they reveal something important happening beneath the surface. Your cells are producing less energy. The body responds predictably. It enters a mode of energy preservation. Systems that demand high energy become targets for reduction. Muscle tissue, despite its importance, requires constant metabolic investment, burning calories, repairing microscopic damage, synthesizing new proteins every single day. When energy availability drops, the body gradually reduces that investment. Muscle mass decreases. Fat storage becomes easier. Metabolism slows down to conserve resources. From the outside, it looks like aging. From the inside, it is a shift in cellular energy strategy. For decades, the advice has been simple. Lift weights to protect muscle. Stay active to slow aging. These ideas are correct, but after the age of 50, the real objective goes deeper than training muscle fibers. The true target becomes the system that powers those fibers. Your mitochondria. When these cellular engines receive the right signals, something remarkable happens. They do not simply work harder. They adapt. They multiply. They become more efficient at producing energy. This process is known as mitochondrial biogenesis, the creation of new and stronger mitochondria inside your cells. When that process is activated, muscle tissue suddenly receives more fuel, better recovery signals, and stronger metabolic support. The body regains the internal conditions required to maintain strength. This is why the focus after 50 should not only be traditional strength training. The goal is something more strategic. You are not just exercising muscles, you are training your cellular energy system. Physicians focused on metabolic health, including experts like Rangan Chatterjee, frequently emphasize that restoring metabolic flexibility is one of the most powerful ways to support healthy aging. Once mitochondria begin responding, the body shifts out of energy preservation mode entirely. There are 3 biological signals that consistently activate mitochondrial adaptation. When they work together, they create the internal environment where muscle can survive, repair, and grow stronger even after 50. The first signal is intelligent muscular tension. When your body pushes, pulls, lifts, or resists gravity, that mechanical tension travels through muscle fibers and activates internal pathways that signal the cell to increase its energy capacity. The body interprets resistance as a demand for strength. In response, mitochondria begin adapting. The second signal comes from brief moments of higher intensity. Short bursts of effort create a temporary energy challenge inside the cell. Mitochondria are pushed close to their current limits and the body reacts by upgrading its internal energy system. New mitochondria are produced, and existing ones become more efficient at generating ATP. The third signal is metabolic recovery. This is the phase most people ignore, yet it is where the real adaptation happens. Deep sleep, controlled breathing, and stress regulation allow mitochondria to repair themselves and expand their capacity. Without proper recovery, the signals from training cannot fully translate into stronger cellular energy. Health educators like Eric Berg often highlight how elevated insulin levels and chronic stress hormones interfere with this recovery process, preventing muscles from receiving the metabolic environment they need to rebuild. When these 3 signals align, the body receives one clear message. Energy production must increase because strength is still required. Many people over 50 believe they are protecting their health. They walk regularly, try to eat less, and avoid physical strain because they think intensity might be risky. But these habits often remove the very signals the body needs to maintain muscle. Walking at a comfortable pace is healthy for circulation, but when it becomes the only form of activity, muscles never receive a true strength signal. The body interprets low demand as proof that high levels of muscle are no longer necessary. Extreme calorie restriction creates a similar problem. When food intake drops too low, energy becomes scarce, and the system starts reducing tissues that require constant maintenance. Muscle becomes one of the first targets. Excessive cardio without strength stimulus pushes the body toward endurance efficiency rather than muscular preservation. The body adapts by becoming lighter, which often means sacrificing muscle mass. Then there is the habit of avoiding effort entirely. Many people begin moving more cautiously with age. They stop lifting heavier objects, avoid intensity, and slowly remove physical challenges from daily life. When challenge disappears, adaptation stops. When adaptation stops, muscle begins to fade. But the opposite is equally true. When the right signals return, the body responds with surprising speed. When mitochondrial energy begins to improve, the effects spread through the body like a chain reaction. Movements that once felt heavy begin to feel manageable again. Standing from a chair requires less effort. Climbing stairs becomes smoother. Metabolism shifts. Glucose control improves. Fat becomes easier to use as fuel. Energy during the day grows more consistent. Balance and stability improve, significantly reducing the risk of falls, one of the greatest threats to independence as people age. Peter Attia often emphasizes that maintaining strength is one of the strongest predictors of long-term health and independence. Muscle is not just tissue for movement. It is a central organ of metabolic protection. Imagine yourself 20 or 30 years from now. Picture the simple act of standing up from a chair, walking across a room, climbing stairs without holding the railing. These moments look ordinary today, but they quietly determine something much bigger: independence. Ask yourself directly. When you reach 70 or 80, will your body still carry you through the routines of daily life without assistance? This is not about appearance or athleticism. It is about maintaining control over your own life. Aging does not automatically mean losing strength. What most people experience is not the inevitable decline of the body. It is the gradual silence of signals that once kept their cells active and responsive. Your muscles are not passive victims of time. They are dynamic tissues constantly listening to the messages your body sends. Even after 50, the human body retains an extraordinary ability to rebuild its internal systems. Muscle fibers can grow stronger. Mitochondria can multiply. Metabolism can regain flexibility. The difference between decline and resilience often comes down to one simple decision, repeated consistently over time, choosing actions that stimulate the systems designed to keep you strong. After 50, you are not fighting against age. You are teaching your cells to produce energy again. And when that energy returns, strength follows. If this content made you think differently about how aging and strength really work, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you want to go deeper into cellular health and longevity, subscribe, because this is just the beginning.